Bonjour mga ami! Sometimes we think about how different cultures can be, right? Like ang layo-layo ng France from the Philippines. But you'd be surprised how much French je ne sais quoi has actually sprinkled its way in our very own Filipino pop culture. Let's talk about Pinoy pop culture with a French flair. The Philippines and France don't exactly have a deep historical connection, not like we do with Spain and US. So it's kind of surprising how much French influence has crept into our pop culture. Beyond the iconic Lea Salonga in Les Mis or Heart Evangelista slaying in her designer French brands, there's a whole world of French flair that's blended into our lives, sometimes without us even realizing it. Let's start with fashion. We all know that the word couture practically screams France. Haute couture, runways in Paris, fashion week with price tag that could fund a whole barangay fiesta. But leave it to Filipinos to take the idea and flip it. Here, fashion doesn't need to come from Chanel or Mugler. Sometimes, it comes from Divisoria, Baclaran, and even your local ukay-ukay. We've seen Filipinos mix thrifted finds, budget fabrics, and mad creativity to create looks that can compete with high fashion. Fashion shows made from trash, literally a staple in the schools. DIY gowns from old curtains, alam na alam ng mga bading yan. Now, that's not just couture, it's couture.
What's up mga ami? Today, we try and style my very own ukay haul!
Now on to music, and we can skip the one and only Lea Salonga. Her role as Eponine in Les Miserables turned On My Own into a full-blown videoke staple here. Even if most people haven't seen the whole musical, that one song, it's part of our national heartbreak playlist. On my own, hindi kita iiwan. On my own. Now, let's talk about some funny mix-ups. Baguette versus baguettes. They sound similar, but one's a delicious bread, and the other, well, it's our slang for young kids. Imagine the confusion! Uy, ang cute naman ng baguette na yan! Wait, what?
Anak, punta na ako palengke. May papabili ka ba?
Okay ma, pasalubong na baguette please!
Let's be real. Sometimes, all it takes is one French word to make things sound 10 times more social. That's why you'll hear people throwing in little phrases like bien when something's good, or ooh la la when reacting to something juicy, or even calling someone a saboteur when they ruin the moment. It's playful, a little extra, and it gives your chica the je ne sais quoi. Je ne sais quoi. It's not about the fluency, it's about the flavor. Just a sprinkle of French here and there to elevate the drama. Like, instead of, grabe siya, you say, oh la la, total saboteur. Diba? It's giving. But careful ha, because 1 minute you're being cute with ooh la la, and the next, you're accidentally seducing the waiter. Remember the scene of Marian Rivera?
May I take your order, ma'am? Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir?
Anyway, super iconic but also super off. It became meme material because it shows how trying to sound classy without knowing the meaning. Delikste. Nakakatuwa, pero lesson learned. French flair? Yes. Pero full French drama? Maybe not today. Now, let's talk about literature. One French book that really found a home in Filipino hearts is The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. With its poetic reflections on life, love, and innocence, it's been quoted all over, from classrooms to wedding vows, and yes, even sa caption ng profile picture ng friends mo.
Uy, nakita mo na yung DP ni ano? Ang ganda nung quote sa caption. Ang sabi, "It is only with the heart that one can see rightly. What is essential is invisible to the eye." Sino nagsabi nun? Si Taylor Swift? Girl?
And for our last one, Paris Syndrome. Not as common with Filipino, but it's when the tourists visit Paris and get disappointed because it is not magical as they imagine. Symptoms include dizziness, tachycardia, sweating, and nausea or vomiting. Kinda alarming that this phenomenon even has a name, and that's how common it is. Pero maybe it's not you, Paris. It's we. Sometimes, we put France on a pedestal. The food, the fashion, the love stories, but every place has its real side too. It's not about the French looks, it's about how it makes you feel. The real magic isn't in how expensive, foreign, or fancy something is. The joy, the connection, the creativity, that's what it sticks.
Guys, when kaya?
Tagal naman kasi nating yumaman.
Isaw na lang muna.
Isaw na lang muna.
So there you have it. From thrifted fashion to video okay hits, from bread confusion to literary depth, French culture has found funny, touching, and creative ways to blend with Filipino life. It just goes to show how interconnected our world is and how different influences can blend and enrich our own unique identity. Have you noticed other French influence in Pinoy pop culture? Drop them in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the bell button for more Teddy Talks. Abiento mga ami! Bye!